Hello, welcome back. I'm Jeff Byers. This is Module 5, and we are creating lip sync. We're going to do a lip sync test, and I need you guys to download NE 245 Module 5 lesson materials under lesson content. Well, we're going to talk about phonemes. What are they, and how do we create lip sync? Basically, when we create lip sync, we're going to need a couple things. We're going to need the materials that I've given you. You're going to need to get a small mirror, compact mirror or something that's on a stand to be able to do this. And you can just use your cell phone. So just turn on your camera, have it turn around so you can see yourself. Just rotate it around so you can see yourself, and you can do your lip sync that way too as well. So I'm going to take you through basically how to set everything up to do lip syncing. So basically what you got to understand is that if you break down, and we're going to take you through how to break down a phoneme sheet, basically you're not going to be saying every single word that you hear. So you would not, if I'm going to say the animator creates an illusion of speech, I'm not going to actually do a lip sync of THEANIMATOR. If I say the animator, so the would be T and E. An animator would be na, may, that's M, so you'd only see A and M, animator, or that would be that one, so it'd be A, M, O. That's what you would actually have for phonemes. So that's how you break it down, just that line right there. Again, you can kind of see what's happening here when you say the word hello. Okay. Alright, so now we've got some mouth expressions used in dialogue. Now these are extreme. You can never use these in 3D because they're really, really squished out and exaggerated. They would look really funny. But the vowels are A and I, O, E, U. You can do a lot with just those. Okay. Then we have our consonants. So we've got 4 up here. And then we've got our consonants and the C, and we've got all of these that come with that. Okay? Alright. L, the mouth open and the tongue up. W, which is the same as U, but really squinched and compressed in. Q, W, Q. M, okay. F and V. So we really have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that we really need to deal with. Okay, 9 to complete what we need to create out of 26 letters in the alphabet. Then we're coming down to vowels and consonants, 9 vowels and consonants, and those are the phonemes that we're going to create. Okay, so I want you to basically listen to the actual acting of Jack Nicholson. And this is a soundbite that I found and footage that I found. It's also, when you download the zip, you can find all that stuff too as well. So that is what I want you to watch to get some ideas on the facial expressions. And then to set up your scene, you're going to need to, let's pull that out of the way. You're going to need to download the zip file. I have it here. And you can uncompress it. You can right click over it, open with Windows Explorer, and drag and drop it out. And then this is what we're going to look at. So the vowels and consonants here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are the ones that you're going to be creating. Again, I would rather that you look in the mirror when you're breaking down the phonemes. Okay, now these are just for you to reference, but I'd rather you reference your face because there's facial structure muscles that you're going to be using, and I'd rather have you sound it out anyway, because if you do get into character animation and acting and doing lip sync, you're going to have to reference that yourself and look at yourself as you're referencing them. So I think it's really important that, yeah, we can look at references all day long, but they're not going to have the power that you're going to have by looking at the real reference, you. Okay. Now, these are exaggerated. Okay. That's okay. We can exaggerate more in 3D. Again, we can't exaggerate as much as we can in 2D, though. Okay. So I got the video reference in here, right here, that you can double click and use. Okay. And this is what I need you guys to copy and paste and put it on your hard drive. Okay, and we're going to set our project to that. Alright, so copy that, set it to your hard drive, and this is the lip sync, crazy lip sync breakdown you need to open up. So lip sync breakdown, so crazy. So I've done all the work for you, but this is how you're going to have to do basically the next module. You're going to pick out, in this module you're going to pick out a soundbite from the 11-second club, one that you would like to animate to and lip sync to, and you're going to bring this in and you're going to write it out for me. You're going to type it out for me. You're going to break it up. You're going to break all the phonemes up, and it's going to make no sense. So you can see cell. If you look at this, how did I get that? Cell. Let's take some practice. So, but cell comes from, if you look at the vowels and consonants of a cell comes from this. S, s, s. So C and S are the same. So cell is basically this. I picked this one. C, s, s, sa, sa. So the next one is sa. Instead of E, it's ah. Sal. Sal. You gotta listen to what it sounds like, not what it is. Sa, sa. So it's that one. So that's what I need to go for. Sa. So look in the mirror when you sound this out. Sal, sal. So well, that's easy. That's an L. Okay. All right, and then crazy. So ku, kwa, ku, 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 ku. So what's that sound? Look in the mirror. Ku, ku, ku. That is you. Okay, you. Okay. Crazy, crazy. So I got k, a, s, e, k, a, s, e. So we've got 4 there. And the next one is s. Of course, that's C. S, 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 s. Play, else. So we break that down, and that's what you're going to have to do when you go into Maya. You're going to break these down into phonemes that you can, and you're not going to be pronunciating every single word exactly. They run into each other. That's another thing. When you look at the mirror or into your cell phone, and you got to look at yourself saying these words and duplicating and replicating what you're seeing. Okay, when you're saying them, it's going to come out way better. Now, if you try to do a pronunciation of every single word, it's going to look really jaggedy, or what's another good word for it? It's going to look like it's bouncing, or you're like a puppet. It's going to look like a puppet, just too much, and it's going to look really weird and unnatural. So we want to keep it natural. And when we talk, we don't pronunciate every single word perfectly, and so we want to kind of reflect that in our animation. Okay. All right. So that's what we have so far with this. We've got our animation breakdown there that you're going to need to have open. Hopefully you have 2 monitors. If you don't, you're going to have to squish everything together. But I'm going to put that off to the side. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get you started. Alright. So in Maya, we're going to go ahead and set my project. So File, Set Project. And we're going to go and set it to ANI 245 Module 5 Lip Sync Test. Click Set. Go to File, Open. And we're going to open up this file. Okay, so open that one. It's the only one in there. Don't save. And it's going to pop up with this. Yes, go ahead and continue. And OK. And it's going to give me, yeah, errors have occurred. That always comes up. Just click OK. Alright. This is what I have set up. So, I'm going to give you an idea what's happening here. I've got the outliner open for you. If the outliner didn't open up, just go to Windows and Outliner. I like to have that open to know what's going on. I created a camera. That's what you're seeing here. It's locked. So if you do a Control A, you can see that I've locked everything. Okay. This locked camera basically allows you to see what you're animating. So a lot of times you can just go in here to show. You can click on Show None, and then you can go to Show Polygons. So that will clear everything up. Now you can go in here to Show and go back to NURBS Curves again and show everything if you want to be able to click something on and off. Okay, but I'm just going to show no NURBS on there. There we go. And do not touch group. That means that I really don't want to. I don't want to be touching or selecting these things as I'm trying to animate. So I'm going to reference this. So turn that to R. So when you click off, you don't click on that accidentally. I'm actually probably going to animate in this viewport so I can see what I'm doing when I'm animating. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go to Show None, and I want to go to Show Curves, and then Show Polygons. There we go. Cool. So we're getting everything set up. So when I click on this, I'm not accidentally clicking on anything else. I'm not clicking on this, and that can be a kind of a problem. Okay? When you click on stuff. Alright, so you got to know how things work. So I want you to experiment with the rig. Okay, some things I need to talk to you about. Alright, so when you're animating the jaw open and closed, we don't want to get a chattering thing going on. We want to keep it very organic. So if you are animating the mouth up and down, that's going to give you that chatter like a puppet. Okay, our jaws don't move that way. Okay, they move. They're rotating. They're rotating along. If you put your finger on the back of your jaw and move your jaw up and down, it's rotating. It's not moving up and down. Your jaw's not separating from its joints and moving up and down like this. They are rotating up and down. So it's rotating. That's more organic. So when you actually create a phoneme, that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be creating the phonemes, okay, for this animation by moving the what they call wire deformers here. I'm used to working with blend shapes, but this character uses wire deformers controllers. Okay, so this is what just gonna have to experiment a little bit. I think this is the tongue, so you can move that back and forth and up and down if you want to. The tip of the tongue and the back of the tongue and the mouth. You can stick the tongue out, I believe. I don't think it'll let you. But this is you can see inside the tongue is moving up and down when I'm moving that up and down. Okay? So you can click all these and zero these out if you want to. Get that back to where it was. You can see I'm just zeroing that out. I don't think I did anything to that one. And you can see the tongue's back where it's supposed to be. Okay? We've got the teeth. Okay? The teeth, if you move them up and down, that's unnatural. Okay? Really is. So be careful with the teeth not to move them without the mouth. Obviously, if I move that up and down, that looks really weird. Your teeth don't really do that. So be careful when you're animating the teeth. Okay? Be very, very careful. All right. So that's basically that. Now your lip, it's unusual for your lip to move without your mouth, and in fact your upper mouth does not really move that much. Okay? So that upper lip, be very careful. Only when you're doing like expressions would you move that lip up, because you can do that with expressions, but rarely do I move my lip up when I'm talking. My lower jaw is the one that's moving. Again, please remember that.